Lumberjack football is on the air. Our pregame coverage begins with Cadence Bank Pregame Show on the Lumberjack Sports Network, presented by Learfield. Cadence Bank, proud sponsor of SFA Athletics. Opportunity lives here. The Cadence Bank Pregame Show is also brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, protecting Texans since 1952. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light, it's for the fans. Hightower, Franklin and James, the official personal injury sponsor of SFA Athletics. And by Pilgrims Nacogdoches, proud partner of SFA Athletics. The Cadence Bank Pregame Show brings you an in-depth look at tonight's matchup, highlights and scores from around the conference and the country, and an exclusive conversation with head coach Kobe Carthel. Here's Chase Merrill.
It's a Lone Star State showdown as conference play rolls on across the Southland, and with plenty still left to be decided, each match becomes a little more important than the last. We welcome you to San Antonio, Texas, and Gale and Thompson Benson Stadium as the Lumberjacks from Stephen F. Austin State University are set to face off against the Cardinals of the University of the Incarnate Word. My name is Chase Merrill, and I'll be your play-by-play voice this evening. Whether you are tuned in to the Q107 app, Q1077 radio station, the Varsity app, or the Jacks app, thank you for joining me on the Lumberjack Sports Network. Today marks the first road game for SFA in almost a month as the Jacks have completed a 3-game homestand over the last 3 weeks. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are on game 2 of their own 3-game homestand. It looks like it's going to be a great evening here at the University of the Incarnate Word. We're sitting right around upper 80s, maybe low 90s, but it is a great day. A couple of clouds, some eastward winds, nothing bad by any means, but we are roughly right around 25 minutes from kickoff. And we'll go ahead and take a look at both of these teams. We've talked about SFA a little bit. The Jacks are now, obviously their year opened up with the 2 road games. It was 2 road losses, one of them being against a Big 12 opponent in the University of Houston, and then lost to a good Abilene Christian Wildcats program. The Jacks did bounce back. They took that for a little bit of fuel and were able to capitalize on a 3-game homestand with wins against Sul Ross, Cal Poly, and a conference matchup against McNeese State. The Cardinals also had a rough start to the season. The reigning Southland Conference champs would take on the Colonels from Nichols and all the way out in Louisiana as an early conference matchup beginning in week 0, but could not find a victory in Louisiana, so came back home against their home opener against Eastern Washington and ended up winning that game 31-21. And after that nice win, the Cardinals would lose their next 2 on the road at UTSA and then at Northern Arizona before coming home and picking up a big win against Abilene Christian 38-7. Remember, Abilene Christian ranked opponent in FCS play, so a big win for the Cardinals in that matchup. Taking a look at the history between these two teams, well, they're not really unfamiliar with each other, as today marks the 9th matchup between the red and purple. The Jacks lead the overall series 5-3, but the Cardinals have won the last 2 in a row. The Cardinals' last matchup came last season on November 11th in Nacogdoches, where the Cardinals would win that one-score game 27-20. The matchup before that, Cardinals would win in overtime, that one being in San Antonio 35-28. That was back in 2021. The last time the Jacks beat UIW, well, you got to go back to the year 2019, and the last time the Jacks won here in San Antonio was 2016, where the Jacks would win 42-19. The first time these two teams ever matched up dates all the way back to September 6th of 2014, where SFA would win the original matchup 38-3 and would go on to win 4 straight against the Cardinals before the Cardinals would take their first ever win against the Lumberjacks. Taking a look, the previous game for the Lumberjacks against McNeese, well, Southland Conference opener, SFA dominated the Cowboys at Homer Bryce Stadium. Sam Vidlak threw for 233 yards, connecting with Kylan Harris for 2 touchdown passes, including a 76-yard strike, which would be the longest reception of Harris's career. Jarrell Wembley led the ground attack with 171 rushing yards and added a touchdown to his name. Lumberjacks also capitalized on 3 turnovers. The 3 names on defense for the Lumberjacks, Patterson, Williams, and Olafipo, were all in on the turnovers forced. The Jacks overall on those turnovers would convert that to 17 points. With the win, SFA improved to an overall 3-2 record, taking a 1-0 in conference play and snapping a 4-game home losing streak against the Cowboys dating all the way back to 2011. Meanwhile, for the University of Incarnate were Cardinals, their previous matchup, they faced off against ACU. Cardinals were facing off again. Abilene Christian is in the top 15 of FCS coming into this matchup, and Cardinals won that game 38-7, and it allows the Cardinals to continue their reign of terror here for opponents here at home, as the Cardinals have now won 9 straight here on their home field. The Cardinals in that game overall, they would rush for 301 yards. They were led by Turner, who rushed for 118 yards. And quarterback Colson also rushed for 103 yards and 122 yards through the air and scored 3 total touchdowns. Taking a look at the coaching staff for Abilene Christian, Coach Killow was a former UIW student athlete and associate head coach, was promoted to the head coach role in December of 2022. Last season, his team would go 7-0 through conference play and 11-3 overall. UIW would claim its 3rd Southland Conference title in 4 years, and they earned a first-round bye, took down Villanova before they finally would lose out to South Dakota State in the quarterfinals. And then we talked all the time about Coach Carthel and his accolades. Comes in as the 20th head coach for the Lumberjacks. Took the Lumberjacks to the 2022 Western Athletic Conference Championships. This is his 7th season with SFA. And now SFA is 22-6 inside Homer Bryce Stadium following Saturday's night win over McNeese. And the Jacks have 8 undefeated home seasons inside Homer Bryce Stadium, winning no fewer than 4 games each season of those schedules. Well, we take a look at today's matchup. On offense, the Lumberjacks are bringing a balanced attack. They bring in Sam Vidlak. He'll look to really get the ball going throughout the air. But then you've got Gerald Wembley. He provides, just all the type of ground attack that UIW is going to have to account for. So that's going to be something to look at for both sides. The Lumberjacks are really going to try to establish that ground game. Meanwhile, defensively, the Lumberjacks, they've had some great appearances over the last couple of games defensively, forcing turnovers, and I think that's going to be a big key to today's game, is just stopping UIW in their tracks. Meanwhile, you take a look at the Cardinals. They have the dual threat quarterback in Colson, who can really use it, throw the ball through the air or run the ball on the ground. So that'll be something to look at for the Lumberjacks, as E.J. Colson, again, that dual threat quarterback. Running back Turner, he adds that speed and vision that the Lumberjacks are going to have to account for. He's able to give UIW the ability to sustain those drives on the ground just because of his shiftiness and able to make everything work in his favor. Keys to watch tonight. Well, controlling that line of scrimmage is going to be a big one. Winning the turnover battle, where I think the Jacks are really going to come in handy in that department. And then converting on third downs. That's going to be a big one. We take a look at some stats for this season. Third down percentage. The Lumberjacks just 34.3% conversion on third down. Meanwhile, Cardinals are right around 40%. So that'll be something to look at. And I think we're in store for a really good matchup. Again, both these teams were preseason ranked 1 and 2, 1 for UIW, 2 for the Lumberjacks. So I think it's going to be an absolutely great game here in San Antonio. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Coach Carthel. So when we come back, we're going to let you guys hear our conversation, what he thought his thoughts were against the game of McNeese and what he is expecting for the upcoming matchup against the Cardinals. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
Pilgrim's Nacogdoches is hiring with pay up to $21.60 per hour if you work all your scheduled hours. No experience necessary. Pilgrim's offers on-the-job training, overtime opportunities, extra pay for night shift, and full benefits packages for all employees. Apply in person at Pilgrim's in Nacogdoches, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or online at pilgrims.com. Pilgrim's Nacogdoches has immediate openings and wants to talk to you.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Brookshire Brothers, we've got everything on your grocery list, from sweet and salty snacks to quality hand-cut meat selections. And even items on your list like
extra discounts for Celebrate Rewards members? Sold.
Or if your list includes
brown bags of hope donations to our local communities so we can help our neighbors in need.
That's right. Helping neighbors is what we do best. Your list can even have things like
friendly employees who make grocery shopping, dare I say, fun?
Yep. If it's on your list, it's on ours too. Especially when it comes to the things you value, like your community. That's why our list has
a company that gives employees a piece of the pie as co-owners. Oh, that reminds me. We need pie.
And don't forget the ice cream. Find community and quality right here at Brookshire Brothers, where value's in the bag.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 Live Teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a Live Teller near you at cadencebank.com/Live Teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Come to Freddy's for sizzling steak burgers, grilled fresh to order, paired with our crispy, crunchy shoestring fries, seasoned with Freddy's famous fry seasoning. Top that off with a signature turtle sundae made with our rich, creamy, and freshly churned frozen custard for the full Freddy's experience. Order today on the Freddy's app, online at Freddy's.com, or visit a Freddy's location near you.
The Cadence Bank pregame show continues on the Lumberjack Sports Network, presented by Learfield. Time now to go one-on-one with the head coach of the Lumberjacks, Kobe Carthel. With Coach, here's Chase Merrill.
Coach Carthel, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Chase. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing good. Well, we just kind of want to jump right into it. Coach, Homer Bryce Stadium was rocking this previous weekend over this 3-game home stretch. The first Homer Bryce Stadium was rocking this previous weekend over this 3-game home stretch. The first since 2014. We had over 23,000 fans filled into the stadium. Just talk about not only how much that plays a part into your successes on game day, but also in the recruiting process, knowing that the university and community supports the Jacks so much.
Oh, it's huge. It was a tremendous 3-game stand, undefeated at home, and 3-0 on the year. So, we take a lot of pride in playing at home, winning at home, and defending our home turf. I think this decade we're 23-6 or something like that at Homer Bryce, and so got to continue to do that. It's got some big games coming up, but this past Saturday in particular, it was really special. One of the biggest crowds I've seen since I've been here. I know part of that's that record freshman enrollment. It was family weekend, and there was people everywhere in this town. You took your life in your own hands driving down North Street with the traffic, but it was a good problem to have. A lot of alums, obviously a lot of current students and faculty members, faculty, staff showing up in record numbers now. And so it was a fun afternoon. It's beautiful weather, guys, Chamber of Commerce weather there, and just really an exciting evening for our guys. It does help in recruiting. We had several recruits and commits that were here, but it really helps the guys in the locker room. It's fun to play this game, but it's disheartening to walk out and play in an empty stadium, and get a feeling of apathy. And you don't get that here. We've got great fans, great support. This town, East Texas in general, it's a flagship university out here in the Piney Woods. And so when you're walking down those steps, not the goat path, But those steps, we're undefeated since we put the steps in.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's amazing what a little lipstick will do to a pig, and but it makes you feel good. I don't have to get carried up and down the goat path anymore in my boots. But when you're walking down those steps as a player and you see those stands full, it's a great feeling. And I think you saw that in the play of our guys this Saturday as they came out and they played East Texas tough Lumberjack football for 60 minutes.
And speaking of East Texas tough, you guys capped off a 3-game homestand with 3 straight victories. After some of those tough matches at the start of the season, what does that tell you about this team, the resilience that they have, and able to come home and win 3 straight?
Well, we're still, got our best ball, I think, in front of us. I thought we played a good game Saturday. I didn't think we played a great game. I told the team that this morning. There's a lot of meat left on the bone there. But the one thing I think you've seen us do is I think you've seen us get better week in, week out.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want to do. They don't crown a national champion the first week of the season for that reason. The great teams get better as the season goes on. And again, we knew it was a tough sledding coming out the gate. University of Houston, last time I checked, they're still undefeated in the Big 12 and having a great year. Abilene Christian, obviously, that was a tough road game against a top 15 opponent, and we should have won that game. I don't think we played our best ball, but we've gotten better week in, week out. And then, as you just said, rattling off the 3 at home. Sul Ross, you should beat Sul Ross. I wish we could play them in a best-of-9 series and maybe even have a doubleheader. That'd be great for the stat sheet and the win column. But you got to handle business when you're playing a team like that. But then these past 2 weeks to come out and play, a good Cal Poly, a Big Sky team, and this is the best team Cal Poly's had in a good while. And you saw that this week. They went on the road and beat Sacramento State, who was a preseason top 10. They were still ranked in the top 20, and Cal Poly went out there and beat them with their backup quarterback. Their starter got hurt in our game and is still not back. But that shows you the kind of team Cal Poly is. I think they finished in the top half, maybe top 4 or 5 in that Big Sky Conference, and I think will be pushing for a playoff team. So that was a good win for us. But then, obviously the next game's the most important, and we had the McNeese State Cowboys come to town Saturday, and there's a big conference opener for us, and it's important to get to 1-0. That's your goal each week, but it is important to get out and start conference play with a win, and that's a much improved McNeese team. I know we won this one. We didn't win the one last year. I told Coach Viatar after the game, this is a better McNeese team than the one we lost to last year. That's a Hall of Fame coach that returned there. He's doing a good job of that program. They play tough. They play physical, and gave us all we wanted and then some. We're able to take the lead right there for halftime and then stretch it. And I thought really put the game away there in the second half with some really good play and on all three phases of the game. But after the game, they told us it was the first time we'd beat them since 2011. I was like, well, I'm glad you didn't tell me that before the game. I might not have been very confident, but it was a good win for us, and I'm proud of the guys, the way they played. 60 minutes, it wasn't perfect. Like I said, I think we can play a whole lot better than what we did. I thought we started really slow and inconsistent offensively, dropping balls, falling down, taking, giving up sacks, taking bad sacks. It wasn't real clean, and but they got it together, and I thought, put it in the end zone 4 times, 5 times, maybe 4 times, 3 or 4 in the second half. But the biggest thing, we finished. I didn't think we established a line of scrimmage to start the game, but that second half, I really thought they did. And you saw that at the end of the game. We finished the game with 2 4-minute offense drives. That's when everybody in the stadium knows you're running the ball. Mm-hmm. And they still couldn't stop us. And that one drive that, I call it a dagger drive, where we went up 3 scores. That was a 7-minute drive, and that was really good. And then there at the end, 2-minute warning. I was trying to kneel it out. I asked them if they want to kneel it out through the officials, and they said no. They had 3 timeouts. They wanted to play it. And I was like, all right, we'll play more football. And boom, we rattled off a 50-yard touchdown run. I was like, yeah, boy, I bet Drew Wembley's happy we kept playing. That ended up getting him the conference player of the week, with that. But just really pleased with that, the way they finished offensively.
Well, you talk about the offense a little bit. I'm going to turn the tide a little bit, go defensively. This is a unit that has aided SFA in sitting at +4 in that turnover margin headed into Week 6. Statistically, the Jacks are at the top defensive unit in the Southland. What stood out to you the most on that side of the ball through 5 games? And what are maybe some areas you still see improvement for?
Yeah, they're playing hard and very physical. We're missing a few pieces, still beat up a little bit, across the board. We got to get healthy. We can talk more about that later. But, defensively, I think our run defense is really, they're playing well up front and stopping the run and forcing people to throw. We got some corners that can flat run and cover some people. And so when you're able to stop the run and force somebody to throw the football, and you've got 2 elite corners, really 3 or 4, I think, and that poses problems. So they've been able to play well. It's good. We're, whatever it is, +4 in turnover margin. Last time we sat here, we were dead last in the country. We were last in the country in turnover margin. That's a team stat, and we're doing a better job taking care of the football and a much better job creating turnovers. But I thought Saturday they had a really good performance. They were fired up. Trevante Citizen, that tailback they had at McNeese, he's 5-star kid and signed with Miami and all that. They came in with the 6th best rushing offense in the country or something like that. And so our guys, they accepted that challenge and they went out there and really laid the wood to them, and that Citizen kid, he had 1 run over 7 yards. That was a
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you. Axum Jacks.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the Cadence Pregame Show and Lumberjack Football on the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready to grow your insurance business? Agility Insurance Services, the nation's premier field marketing organization, is here to help you succeed. As a proud partner of SFA Athletics, we're committed to excellence on and off the field. Get access to top carriers, exclusive products, expert training, smart enrollment tools, and unmatched sales support, plus top-tier commissions and professional marketing, all in one with Agility. Join thousands of successful agents by visiting enrollinsurance.com today.
Kohl's Friends and Family Sale is so good, you'll want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yep, the only thing you're picking up is deals. Now through Sunday, take an extra 20% off all your fall favorites. From soft throws to slow cookers, warm flannels to cozy cardigans. Plus, earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. So go ahead, let those notifications wait, because these prices won't. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 5th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
I'm Kyle, and I started Dilla's with one goal: serve the best quesadillas on the planet. It all started with bold flavors, fresh ingredients, and a little late-night inspiration in college. Now, we're feeding families, students, and Dilla lovers every day. From the OG Lone Star to our spicy hot hatch, every Dilla is grilled to order. And every meal made to hit the spot. No fluff, just Dillas. That's how we started, and that's how we roll.
This season, Stephen F. Austin Athletics has a powerful new partner, Hightower, Franklin & James. As the official personal injury sponsor of SFA Athletics, we are proud to stand with the Jacks. With decades of experience fighting for injured Texans, we know what it takes to win, on the field and in the courtroom. Hightower, Franklin & James, champions for the community, champions for you. Give us a call at 936-560-3300 or visit us at thegoodlawyer.com.
Fuel your game day with Raising Cane's. The Jacks and their fans are some of the most dedicated in football. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, every crispy crinkle-cut fry, every slice of buttery Texas toast. And you'll taste it with every dip into our legendary cane sauce. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. Axum Jacks, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of SFA Athletics.
There's nothing like game day in Nacogdoches. Cheer on your Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks all season long, from the first whistle to the final buzzer. Be a part of the action, feel the energy, and show your purple pride at Homer Bryce Stadium and across all SFA Athletics events. Great seats are available now for season tickets, single games, and group outings. Don't miss a moment. Get your tickets at sfatickets.com or call 936-468-5225. Axum Jacks.
And welcome back to the Cadence Pregame Show as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. as the officiating crew makes their way out to the middle of the field. And right now, the captains for the SFA Lumberjacks will also make their way out, including is going to be Southard. You've got Cameron Reddick, as well as Blaine Green and Robert Keller. Those are your captains out on the field for the Lumberjacks. And we're going to see if we can turn up our crowd mics and see if we can listen in. Meet off at center field, 50-yard line, shake hands. Not sure what type of access we have as far as crowd mics goes.
Number 2, E.J. Copeland, with number 70,
Both teams on the field talking things over. Lumberjacks have won the toss. So there you go. Lumberjacks have won the toss. They have elected to defer. And so the Lumberjacks will kick it off to the Cardinals here in just a few moments. About a minute 30 before we get things kicked off. We got to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll have kickoff coming your way. And we'll be right back. You're listening to the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
On the Lumberjacks Sports Network from Learfield, Lumberjacks football is on the air. Brought to you by Cadence Bank, proud sponsor of SFA Athletics. Opportunity lives here. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, protecting Texans since 1952. Hightower, Franklin and James, the official personal injury sponsor of SFA Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Pilgrim's Nacogdoches, proud sponsors of SFA Athletics. It's time to crank it up for kickoff. Here's the voice of the Lumberjacks, Chase Merrill.
And welcome back once again, just a few moments away from kickoff. The Lumberjacks and the Cardinals getting set. Plenty of fans in red and purple here, ready to go. Again, once again, the Lumberjacks will kick off to the Cardinals. So the Cardinals offense will start things out. Lumberjack defense will be on the field, but Jacob Hand will have the duties to send it and try to pin the Cardinals deep. Kickoff time is here, and the action between the Lumberjacks and the Cardinals begins now. Lumberjacks send it off through the back of the end zone, and the Cardinals will take over at their own 25-yard line. And that is exactly where E.J. Colson and his team are going to start. E.J. Colson, so far on the season, has thrown 63 of 91 attempts, right under 70%, 640 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a long of 47. The Lumberjacks will try to definitely get a first interception on that mark today. Colson lines up. Puts a man in motion immediately. Colson drops back in the pocket. Colson fires right across the middle, and it is picked up great by the Lumberjacks defense. And that's Malachi Williams on the stop with a gain of 2. Got it out to Logan Compton was the receiver. Colson takes the snap. Colson fires out to the right side. Has a man over on the right side. Tried to rip the ball free, and it does come free, and the Lumberjacks come away with it. Lumberjacks on the second play, able to force a turnover, and it is recovered by Derek Bowler. Derek Bowler recovers. I think it may have been Mayo excuse me, had the wrong side here. Elijah Fields came up with it. Jalen Mayo was the one who ripped it free. So good work between 11 and 12 for the Lumberjacks, and they'll start out their first drive of the ball game in fantastic territory. Sam Vidlang now makes his way onto the field, and I think the officials are going to want to take a look at this one. Jalen Mayo had gotten his hand in there and ripped it free. I think they're going to see and make sure he wasn't down on the ground before he had lost control. So they'll have to take a moment, take a quick look at that. Mayo did a good job of just able to get his hand in there. But like I said, they're going to review it and see if the intended receiver was down before he lost control. E.J. Colson had passed it wide out right, and they're replaying it on the big screen here at Benson Stadium. And they also have to make sure it was a completed pass. Was a football move made? That is going to be the question. The ruling on the field is completed pass, fumble, Lumberjacks ball. So there's got to be enough evidence to overturn the call, as that is the call on the field. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. Plenty of games going on across the Southland Conference. Nichols will be at Lamar, Southeastern at McNeese, East Texas A&M University at Northwestern State, Houston Christian University at UTRGV, and of course SFA here at Incarnate Word. So again, we will be keeping you guys up with those scores across the league and keep track of who's doing what. Plenty of big games across all of NCAA as well. Looks like all the games really are getting kicked off right around this time at 6 o'clock. Southeastern Louisiana at McNeese. That game, again, just getting into it. 0-0. Nobody having any type of return for a touchdown. And now both teams make their ways onto the field. Nope, they're still standing out there waiting for an official verdict to come out. All right, play is upheld. It will be Lumberjack football. That is the official ruling. Lumberjack football it is. Credit to 11 and 12 for the Lumberjacks, and here we go. Lumberjack offense now on the field. Sam Vidlak going to be leading the charge. Vidlak with Jarrell Wembley off to his right shoulder. Two receivers right, now puts a man in motion. That's Harris in motion, hands it off to Wembley. Wembley going to run right up the left side, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 now coming up for the Jacks. Three receivers to the right, one to the left. Once again, another handoff to Wembley. Wembley runs up the left side, has some room to run now, has a first down and more. A gain of 12 for Jarrell Wembley, and that'll move the chains as the Lumberjacks are knocking on the door of the red zone. Vidlak claps his hands, fakes the handoff, throws it out left side. Tackle is going to be made along the left sideline. The pass was completed into the hands of Clayton Whalen. So Clayton Whalen picks up about 5, make it 6. 2nd down and 4 to go for the Lumberjacks as they sit now right at the 20-yard line. So right at the red zone. Lumberjacks have about a 77% chance of scoring when they get in the red zone. 62% chance so far in the season of scoring a touchdown. Vidlac takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks out left side, trying to fire towards the end zone, and the grab is made. The question is he going to be in bounds? And he is. Kylan Harris, right inside the left pylon, was carried across the goal line. They're trying to say they pushed him out of bounds, but still broke the plane. It may be reviewed, but what a connection from Sam Vidlac to Kylan Harris. Man, oh man. And now the extra point comes out. They're not even going to review this one. What an opening drive for the Lumberjacks. Defense and offense getting it done here early. That'll bring out Alvarado for the extra point. Alvarado getting his opportunities to make some field goals last game. Got to make 2, but he's lining up, getting set for the extra point here tonight on the very first drive for the Jacks. Showing it on the replay monitor here. What a grab by Harris. Alvarado lines it up. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Alvarado puts the extra point up on the board, and now the Lumberjacks lead the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals 7-0. What a job by the Lumberjacks to kick this game off. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, the Lumberjacks will give the Cardinals another chance. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready to grow your insurance business? Agility Insurance Services, the nation's premier field marketing organization, is here to help you succeed. As a proud partner of SFA Athletics, we're committed to excellence on and off the field. Get access to top carriers, exclusive products, expert training, smart enrollment tools, and unmatched sales support, plus top-tier commissions and professional marketing, all in one with Agility. Join thousands of successful agents by visiting enrollinsurance.com today.
At Brookshire Brothers, we've got everything on your grocery list, from sweet and salty snacks to quality hand-cut meat selections. And even items on your list like
extra discounts for Celebrate Rewards members? Sold.
Or if your list includes
brown bags of hope donations to our local communities so we can help our neighbors in need.
That's right. Helping neighbors is what we do best. Your list can even have things like
friendly employees who make grocery shopping, dare I say, fun?
Yep. If it's on your list, it's on ours too. Especially when it comes to the things you value, like your community. That's why our list has
a company that gives employees a piece of the pie as co-owners. Oh, that reminds me. We need pie.
And don't forget the ice cream. Find community and quality right here at Brookshire Brothers, where value's in the bag.
Kohl's Friends and Family Sale is so good, you'll want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yep, the only thing you're picking up is deals. Now through Sunday, take an extra 20% off all your fall favorites. From soft throws to slow cookers, warm flannels to cozy cardigans. Plus, earn $10 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. So go ahead, let those notifications wait, because these prices won't. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 5th. See store or Kohls.com for details.